Hello! For those of you new to my channel, here is some information about me, who I am, what kind of knowledge and expertise I have, and why you should trust me, and why it is worth watching my videos. Almost 90% of my clients that are looking to find Ukrainian or Russian wife are asking me over and over again one single question. They are very obsessed. Should they learn Russian or Ukrainian or maybe Belarusian language, or it is just not worth any efforts of doing that? So in this video we will be discussing whether you should learn Russian or Ukrainian language, whether you have to find some online courses, maybe a personal teacher or a guide, and especially how long would it take to speak Russian fluently. If you search on YouTube, in Google, you will find many teachers who provide Russian language, individual lessons or courses. Is it worth taking them? Is it worth subscribing to some language school and learn Russian? My advice to every client in every case is do not learn Russian. Do not even try to learn it fluently. You will not be able to do that. It takes enormous amount of time to learn it, and here is why. Russian language is very extremely hard language to learn. We are learning Russian and Ukrainian. They are very similar languages. We learn grammar for 10 years in school. That's correct. For 10 long years, grammar is learned in our schools. But even though we speak Russian every day and we learn so much grammar, we read so many books, actually we have to read about 500 books over the course of the school, including War and Peace, which is extremely hard book and actually not interesting at all. I didn't read War and Peace from the beginning up to the very end of the book. To pass test on War and Peace, I just found critic notes, I read them, and I was able to pass it. Otherwise, it is just a boring book. Crime and Punishment of Dostoevsky is a little bit more interesting book, so that book I actually managed to read. But there are many other books that you should read in the course of the school within these 10 years, and it's about 500 books. But even though we read so many books, we speak Russian every day, we still make mistakes. And sometimes we wonder, how can we say that or that particular sentence? Russian pronunciation is extremely difficult for any foreigner, especially if you come from non-Slavic countries. Even if you learn Russian for 10 years and you practice every day speaking it, even after 10 long years, you will not be able to speak as a native speaker. Over the last 15 years, I met only one Canadian person who had a PhD in Russian literature. That was extremely interesting person because he read more than 1,000 Russian books, and he read War and Peace for 7 times. I consider him a real hero because to read War and Peace even once is a very difficult thing to do. Even though he read so many books and he had enormous amount of practice, when he was speaking, even though he was speaking very exceptionally good, even though anyone could understand that he learned language and was not a native speaker. So, as I said before, grammar is a nightmare even for native speakers. And if you still want to learn Russian and think that I am saying something very wrong, let me give you some examples. Every noun in Russian has 6 different cases. In English, there are only 2 cases, and it is common and possessive. In possessive case, you just have to add a letter S, like girl's book, men's clothes, boy's bag, Peter's phone, Anne's notebook. And the hardest thing that it can get is, like in an example, Prince of Wales's life. But in the Russian language, for every noun, we have 6 different cases for every noun. There is nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, instrumental, and prepositional case. And it is for every noun. So, as an example, I will take the word mother, which is mama, and now you see on the screen this noun in all 6 cases. But there is more to that. We have plurals, which is mothers, and in Russian it is mamy. And now you see the word mamy, which is plural of mothers, in all 6 cases in case of plural. Most probably, in order to speak correctly, you will have to memorize all 6 cases of each noun. 6 cases in singular, 6 cases in plural. But here is more. Case of every noun is connected with a preposition which stands before it. Nouns, adjectives, pronouns and plurals may have different case forms in each sentence. And another thing, we have 3 genders that you also have to memorize. 3 genders that are masculine, feminine and neutral. But in English it is very, very simple. So if it is like boy or a girl, or man or a woman, you know, it is either male or female. Everything else is neutral, but not in Russian. In Russian, everything is absolutely different. So, to learn Russian in a good way, so you can speak it fluently and without mistakes, you have to memorize which gender is each noun. And that is very, very difficult. Because, for example, we can take house and roof. House is masculine, but roof is feminine. Or flower and a rose. Flower is masculine, rose is feminine. Tulip is masculine, but clove is again feminine. Let's take example of fruits. Watermelon. How do you think? Masculine. What about just melon? Just melon is feminine. But what about apple? Apple is neutral. Strawberry is feminine. Radish is feminine. What about tomato? Maybe it is neutral, but no, it is masculine. And such exotic, for example, fruit for us as avocado is also neutral. Alphabet and vocabulary is not hard to learn, but pronunciation may be a real nightmare for you. We have very interesting letter, for example, U, and there is no analog in any language of this letter. Letter is U. Then there is letter Ž. It is like ZH in English. But when you try to say letter Ž, your Ž will be soft as Ž, and it is wrong. You have to practice to say letter Ž in a hard way. Then we have letter Y, and it is very, very hard to pronounce this letter for you. Then we have hard sign and soft sign. These are letters, but you cannot pronounce them anyway. They are used either to harden the syllabus or to soften the syllabus. And then we have a letter sh or sh. It is like English SHCH, but will be very, very hard for you to pronounce it correctly. Even if we take the letter H, which for example you can say hotel in English, but our letter H is still a little bit different than the letter H in English. And you can say one word in tens of variations in the subject that you are talking about. So, if you want to learn Russian, start with the vocabulary. In any case, vocabulary is a king, and progress from there. And prepare that in any way you will be misunderstood. But if you learn vocabulary, you should be okay, more or less. So, in order to enjoy your traveling and your time, whether to Ukraine or to Russia, Belarus, Moldova, or any other CIS country, you just have to learn some basics. Learn some vocabulary, like words, hello, how are you, numerals, in order to buy something from maybe markets or to explain yourself in a restaurant. And you have to, of course, learn some Russian bad words, which is very, very rich in bad words. We have about 200 bad words in our language. Bad words are used very often, so you will be able to understand what people at least are saying about you. It will be not all bad words, but you will be able to understand more fully what people are saying. And to confuse you more, we have suffixes for nouns and adjectives and prefixes for verbs. The only case when you have to learn Russian grammar is to pass some exam in the university maybe. But even if I would take an exam now in Russian grammar, I would fail. 100% I will fail. Please write me in the comments below if you have been trying to learn Russian. And I have seen on YouTube that there are some even basic courses in Russian that translators offer. Those courses are offered for money. If you want, I can offer you some basic Russian learning for free, of course, in my next videos. Just write in comments if you want me to do that. and if you want me to shoot such videos for you in the future. But you will ask me, I want to find a Russian girlfriend and marry that woman. How would we communicate? And the answer is absolutely simple. Your girlfriend or your wife will have to learn English or French or German or Spanish, because in 85% of all cases you will be living not in Ukraine or Russia, you will be living abroad, in your home country. If you found this video useful, be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. And once again, if you want me to teach you some basic Russian, leave a comment below.